Hi, I'm Dave Vickers and welcome to the Photo Show. In today's episode we're going to take a look at Panasonic's new release, the Lumix G9. With 2018 barely started, it looks like Panasonic have tried to steal a march on other camera manufacturers by releasing the Lumix G9. With the success of cameras like the GH5 and all of its great video capabilities, it looks like Panasonic are now making a play to try and do similar within the stills market by releasing a brand new mirrorless Micro Four Thirds camera. One addition that Panasonic have made to the G9 is by adding an LCD screen on the top so you can read information without having to go through the touchscreen on the back. Sensor wise, the Lumix G9 has a 20.3 megapixel Micro Four Thirds sensor, and they've also added in a 5-axis in-body stabilisation. ISO range on the G9 is ISO 200 to ISO 25600. Being a mirrorless camera, the G9 has an electronic shutter which will allow you to shoot at 1/32,000th of a second. They've also included a burst rate in here of up to 60 frames per second, but if you're using that it will only shoot 8 megapixel files. If you want to utilise the full 20 megapixel files, it will still shoot a very respectable 20 frames per second. Another feature that Panasonic have added to the G9 is what they're calling their high resolution mode. And basically what this will do is shoot multiple images and then combine them into an 80 megapixel file. Now obviously this will only work on static images. I don't think it will work on moving images. But if you're shooting landscapes and still lifes, the 80 megapixel file could be really useful. And from a Micro Four Thirds sensor, it's an incredible size file. Autofocus wise, the G9 has 225 autofocus points. These are contrast detection, not phase detection like you get on other cameras, but 225 autofocus points, all of which you can select individually, is again a very impressive statistic for this camera. The G9 has a new large electronic viewfinder, which has the capability of magnifying to 0.83 times magnification, which I think is better than any electronic viewfinder on the market so far. It also shoots with zero blackout, much like some of the Sonys, so if you're shooting in burst mode, there's no blackout between shots. On the rear of the camera, as you'd expect from Panasonic, there's a fully articulating 3-inch touchscreen. Panasonic have given the G9 dual SD card slots, so you've got plenty of room for storing your images there. It also has an input jack for microphone, as well as output for headphones, and a full-size HDMI socket. Connectivity wise, the G9 also has built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Video wise, as you'd expect from a manufacturer like Panasonic, the G9 will shoot in 4K, and it will do this at up to 60 frames per second. In the 1080 setting, it will also shoot at 180 frames per second, so there's some really great options to get some great slow motion with this camera. Another feature added on the G9 is what they're calling 6K photo, and what this will do, it will shoot a couple of seconds of 6K video and then allow you to choose individual frames from there and save them out as 18 megapixel image files. So if you're shooting something with really fast action, you can use the 6K video and get 18 megapixel still images from each of those individual frames. So if you're interested in finding out more details about the Panasonic G9, I've put some links in the description below which will take you to pre-ordering and pricing details for you to have a look at. So for now, I'm Dave Vickers, this is The Photo Show, thanks for watching, see you next time.